You may have noticed that since the debate, the press and their good guys and women up there, they've been hammering me. I make a lot of mistakes. I sometimes confuse names. I say that's Charlie instead of Bill. But guess what? Donald Trump has gotten a free pass.
President Biden taking a shot at the media yesterday as he faces growing calls to step aside before November's race. But it seems to be the other way around as they appear to soften criticism of the president after his NATO news conference and his Michigan rally.
We've been honest throughout about the various performances we've seen from this president, from the debate, the Stephanopoulos interview, to the press conference. You know, that was by far, I think, the best performance he's given since the State of the Union, and looked like that's the Joe Biden that has been a very successful politician and won in 2020.
And for Democrats who doubted him, that was the come at me, bro, Joe Biden. He ain't going nowhere.
Joining us now to react is Fox News contributor Joe Concha. Joe, what do you make of the media's sort of groupthink in calling out Biden, and could they walk that back? Or are they now, for the most part, saying Joe's got to go?
Oh, Pete, it's going to be so fun when Joe Biden ends up getting the nomination and the New York Times editorial board or all these folks that are in media that are calling for Joe Biden to step aside. Then I guess they're going to turn around before the election and say, no, actually, we endorse Joe Biden. He's the best man for the job. Yeah. After we told you that he was too far mentally gone to actually serve for the next 4.5 months, let alone 4 years. But I love Joe Biden's whole argument here that the press should cover Trump more negatively. I mean, this is 31 flavors of delusional. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. No person in the history of American politics has been more scrutinized, more criticized than Donald Trump, right? I mean, Harvard, not exactly a bastion of right-wing sentiment, did a study of Donald Trump's first 100 days in office alone, and that was supposed to be the honeymoon stage, apparently. The coverage was anywhere from 87 to 93% negative from the New York Times, Washington Post, CNN, and NBC News alone, and as we know, it only got worse from there. But I think this is coming from Biden now only because he, as the sitting president, who's aging as well as, milk left in a sauna, it's because he is finally the focus, particularly after that debate, and rightly so 3.5 years later anyway, Rachel.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Joe, I think, interestingly, it's going to be easier for Democratic politicians and celebrities like George Clooney to walk back. Like you talking about how funny it will be when Joe Biden does ultimately get the nomination and they have to make the argument they're voting for Joe. I think for some reason, I think those people will have more trouble. The media is going to have an easier time of it because their reputation is so low and they are doing it right now. Like they are ignoring their positions from simply, I don't know what now, 3 weeks ago on cheap fakes and Robert Hur's inappropriate report to the place where they are today. So I think they're going to be able to, they just did it. They're just going to pivot right back around the other way when it comes time.
You make a great point, Will. I mean, when you are as trusted as gas station sushi, and that's basically the media right now, right? They could very easily pivot back to that because you would have to have integrity and something called shame in order to admit you were wrong or you were just doing whatever was best for the Democratic Party. But here's the thing, though. Democrats and the media that are revolting against Joe Biden, they're only doing so, they say, because they're concerned about his mental health and what's best for the country. No, their sole concern is that they're petrified they're going to lose not only the White House, but the Senate. They won't win back the House, and they want a do-over. Well, guess what? You don't get a do-over. You could have had an orderly primary, actual competition for Joe Biden. You didn't have to go against the will of the voters, especially when you say you're the party that can save democracy. Well, guess what? You're riding with Biden right off a cliff, right like the end of Thelma and Louise, which I somehow watched last night for whatever reason.
Yeah, it's so interesting. That's why Joe Biden keeps saying, well, why don't we talk about Trump? Let's talk about Trump, because their whole focus was on Trump. And instead of focusing on Joe Biden, as you said, during the primary and kicking the tires and seeing what, if he was okay to run. And they thought they could cover it up and it didn't work. And here we are. So now, as you talk about this divide, not just in the Democrat Party, but even in the media, you have some people on MSNBC saying he's fine, he's doing great. And you have the New York Times saying that basically he's not ready to do this. He said that he was been fed softball questions all along. They said that a review of the president's interview showed that he's often asked the same few questions over and over again, and it's not a coincidence.
Of course. I mean, this has been happening for years now. And by the way, everybody that's praising that press conference on Thursday night, was there one question about inflation, which is a #1 issue?
Yeah.
Was there one question about, I don't know, the border and immigration, #2 issue? Was there one question about the fact that this president has not held a cabinet meeting since October? So you could say, wow, he did great, given that the bar was so low, but the questions just were completely not relevant at this point. So, yeah, this has been happening for years. This is the most scripted presidency, the most homogenized presidency we have ever witnessed. But the jig is up now. It's all out in the open. And if Joe Biden wants another 4 years, well, I guess he's going to have to face some media scrutiny over the next couple of weeks and months. And as we know, he doesn't like that very much.
It's been delicious to watch, hasn't it, Joe?
16 days since that debate. I've never seen Republicans quite so happy to get out of bed in the morning. Yes, very good.
Well, Joe Concha will be co-hosting the big weekend show with Jason Chaffetz, Katie Pavlich, and Miranda Devine a little bit later today,
We'll
7
be watching.
p.m. Eastern time. Thanks, Joe.
Thanks, Joe.
Thanks, guys. Have a good weekend.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.